Sure, Irma was a very large and challenging event for us. Larger than normal risk from Irma, so that caused us to evacuate, of course, a larger amount of the population. We had over 300,000 people in Lee County in mandatory evacuation zones based on that storm surge risk. That drove a lot more folks to evacuate, which is good. That also drove more people to our county shelters. So we had 14 shelters open with approximately 35,000 people spread across those 14 shelters. So very large sheltering numbers compared to previous events in Lee County. It was actually the largest sheltering operation in the state of Florida during Hurricane Irma. So again, just goes back to that risk from Irma and how big and threatening that storm was as it made its approach to Southwest Florida. We had over about 3,500 pets spread throughout those shelters as well. All of our shelters were able to accommodate pets. We made that decision very early on with the school district because we didn't want people to not evacuate because they couldn't bring their pets somewhere. So that's a tradition we hope will continue in the future to be able to accommodate those folks with their pets because they're part of everyone's family as well. So again, really large numbers overall. Making sure we have the support staff across a number of agencies, and that's the county, that's the school district, that's the sheriff's office, our law enforcement partners, to make sure we have those people identified and trained for those larger than normal sheltering events. So that's a big thing we're working on in the post-Irma world. Another thing we're working on shelter-wise is working to shorten that registration period. We had long lines at those shelters and we were able to get everybody in, but obviously a long time waiting in the shelter to get in is not ideal. So working to shorten that registration process is something we've done already. So hopefully we'll see some improvements there. Working on our feeding operation, again, we want the public to know they need to bring their own supplies, meaning food and water, but we do want to have some backup supplies there to be able to give folks a little bit of food, a little bit of water in that environment. So working with all the partner agencies, the school district to further support our feeding plan in the sheltering operation as well. So every hurricane, every storm, every disaster, we always learn something. If we don't learn, then we're really not doing our job. So taking all those components and lessons learned from Irma, some are really able to be applied very quickly. A lot we've already done. And some of those lessons learned will take a little bit more time to implement. But taking those lessons learned and incorporating them into our county disaster plan is another big thing we're working on over the next 6 months or so. So making sure we update those plans, we take lessons learned and incorporate them appropriately moving forward so we'll be better prepared for the next time.